Alright, so it's time for another video, and I'm gonna do this one in continuance to the case for meritocracy. And you know, I've been doing videos talking about the Illuminati and who the Illuminati are, and how you know, what most of the people know about the Illuminati is a misnomer, and is not correct. Like that is the thing that I keep harping in order to be able to get people to get past certain boundaries and protections that have been put up to keep out the profane. And that's actually the nature of the mysteries. You know, like boundaries and walls and stuff are put up to keep people from getting to the inner secrets and mysteries. And what I have been endeavoring in doing in my search and quest for the Holy Grail, and then coming to find the enlightened ones who became my mentor in my hero's journey, you know, and helping me understand life and what is going on in life, like what my purpose is, what the purpose of life is, that there is a purpose through, you know, terms such as teleology and like the Omega point. You know, these are all terms that I learned, you know, finding the Illuminati. And once I found out that the Illuminati are brilliant scientists, philosophers, not even like artists, just adventurers. That's who the Illuminati are and have been. And they are an ancient secret society that exists to this day. And these books that I'm reading are written by them. So so in continuing, you know, I could just like talk, like even without reading, about my whole journey into finding the enlightened ones, and how that has definitely given me purpose in life. You know, because even like I was talking the other day, you know, people are looking people are looking for purpose in life. You know, that's what it comes down to. What's my purpose? You know, what am I here for? What am I doing here? And that really is like the main question, and the main philosophical question that there is. But the Illuminati have already like figured out all of that, and they have put it in the books and explained everything mathematically, scientifically, metaphysically, psychologically, philosophically, religiously, spiritually, economically, politically, and they cover everything. So finding the enlightened ones has been the greatest discovery of my life, of information, of anything that I've come into contact with my life with knowing. Definitely finding the Illuminati and then being in contact with them, because right now I'm actually working with one of the authors in creating a piece called the UFO Code. And because I've been talking to this author, and we've been helping, like they're helping me. They're helping me create like opportunities to have my story be out, because they are saying that the super soldier phenomena could be seen as a new mythos, like a new like religion, because they talk about how the masses need mythos instead of logos, so they need something to believe in, and that's unbelievable. And the super soldier phenomena is definitely something that, like, the Illuminati have interest in, because I presented my story to them, and then after finding their Patreon and getting in contact with one of the writers, and then just sharing my story, them posting it up, and then writing about it, and then just going back and forth. So I'm definitely like part of the project in bringing a new world order, a new world order, something new. That's the whole point of this whole thing, is because it's going to be the same thing every single day until we want something new and think something new. Like, that's the thing, is thoughts. Like, everything starts with a thought, because the universe is made of thought, because mind makes up matter. And the universe is not only strange, but it's stranger than we can imagine, because our minds are actually the creators of it. So it's like it's like illumination is not for the faint of heart. You definitely have to be committed to finding God. Like, that's what led me to the Illuminati and finding illumination, through learning about Gnosticism, and then understanding I was Gnostic, and then finding the Illuminati, and then finding illumination, which is the supreme. It is the supreme, like religion that there is. Like, so, and it's secret and hidden for a reason, but it's time for people to start to be thinking different, with different knowledge, hearing different things, which, with finding the Illuminati, you will hear things that you've never heard, and then you'll have them explain. So, continuing on from the first video of the case for meritocracy. This is called The Tipping Point. Do you think your beliefs and convictions are unshakable? Do you consider it impossible that you would ever abandon your most cherished beliefs? Here's a thought experiment for you. Perhaps you're a Christian. Now imagine a new religion coming along and rapidly gaining popularity. So rapidly that within a few years almost all Christians have to camp to it. So now rather than being one Christian amongst many other Christians and socially rewarded and admired for your beliefs, you are instead regarded as a weirdo and freak. People cross the street to avoid you and snigger at you. You lose friends and you have no chance of progressing at work. Christianity becomes a huge burden for you, radically obstructing your opportunities and making life exceptionally difficult. Do you really think you will soldier on as a Christian? Or will you follow everyone else's lead and change to the new religion? And the Illuminati are like masters of like thought experiments, like in writing things to make you think, and not like quite telling you things, but they do explain everything, but they still make you think. Like, and when they're doing this, they're actually, when they're saying like perhaps, and do you think, like they're actually saying this is what is going on. So for this, it's like they're talking about being a Christian, and do you think your beliefs are unshakable? If you're a Christian right now, Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior, and if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, you're going to hell. Like, that's what Christianity, the main tenets of Christianity is. Like, just in boiling down, but like that can get deeper into, because the Illuminati go very deeply into analyzation of Christianity in all of their books. Like, and it's not censored, it's not anything, and that's why they're getting banned by the Amazon and the Vatican, and so their books are the truth, and they analyze everything, and then go over the answers. So with this, it's saying, if people started believing something different, like a rapid new religion came along, and then everyone around you started believing it, would you just like hold strong, you know what I'm saying, in your belief, which you might do that, or would you change with what everybody else believes, like to fit in, you know what I'm saying? And obviously this is something that is always happening. So basically, it's just saying, like, if something new comes along, people are going to start catching on to it, start believing in it, if they hear something new. Like, if they don't hear anything new, nothing will happen. But if they hear something new, you know what I'm saying, and it's something that works and is definitely true, people are going to start believing in that. So with illumination, that's what I'm doing, endeavoring and doing, is enlightening the lights, those people, the minds that are ready to hear the truth. You will no doubt lie to yourself that you will never change. But in practice, you definitely will. People's beliefs have nothing to do with truth and conviction. People's beliefs are social, political, and economic constructs that change as soon as the social, political, and economic conditions change. It's easy to be a Christian if everyone else is a Christian. But when everyone else changes to some other religion, then remaining a Christian is immensely problematic, and few have the strength to hold out. And so this is just talking about, if everything's changing around you, it's rare that you'll hold out, but you'll probably die trying. But people's beliefs are political, economic, and social. And as the politics, the social and the economic change, the beliefs change. So beliefs change, like as things change, and change is like the one thing that's inevitable. So people's beliefs are going to be changing right now because the Abrahamic religions are at war with each other because they believe if people don't believe in their religion, everybody else is going to hell. Like, that's the main point. And each one of those things can be broken down to, but that's pretty much what those religions, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, are saying. Like, they are the chosen ones, and everybody else is going to hell. Consider two examples from history. At the start of the 16th century, England has a devoutly Catholic country, had a Catholic monarch, and was totally loyal to the Pope. By the end of the century, the monarch was Protestant. The Pope's authority had been utterly rejected. The people were overwhelmingly Protestant, and anti-Catholicism was so rabid that Catholic priests were being burned at the stake. So much for the beliefs and convictions of the English. So much for sincerely, deeply held, and unshakable Catholicism that all the people professed at the start of the century. When new political circumstances arose following King Henry VII's desire for a divorce that the people refused to grant, the people quickly lined up behind the new political reality. You're deluding yourself if you think you would behave any differently from the English. Your beliefs are provisional. Your beliefs will unquestionably change if circumstances change. That, in fact, is why change is possible at all. If people really had unshakable beliefs, then we would still believe in the gods of the Stone Age. So this is just breaking down. If the belief structure changes around you, the consensus reality, what everybody accepts as real, accepts as true, and one thing is like this reality, like even that it is a simulation. It is, but everybody is commonly agreeing upon, a three-dimensional reality, but that is actually changing. So, because that was one of the things I was talking about with the Illuminati was different UFO theories. You know what I'm saying? We were talking about the different theories, and even one of the things brought up is simulation theory, which is like this is a simulation. This is not even like reality, which is actually true, because this isn't reality. Like, what everybody is commonly agreeing upon is not reality. Like, it's like people think it's 2024. Like, there is no time. You know what I'm saying? and everybody commonly agreeing upon one thing makes it real. That's the power, like, of the mind, and that's what the Illuminati have endeavoring to do is show that mind makes matter, and prove it, like through figuring out the unified theory of everything, and explaining that, and then explaining the Cartesian, the problem of the Cartesian dualism, which the Cartesian dualism is the mind-matter phenomena, which science just doesn't even acknowledge mind, which is a real thing that exists that science doesn't say matters, which it actually matters literally. So religions are well aware of how vulnerable they are, which is why they are so insistent that they are unerring, sacrosanct word of God that can never be altered by time and circumstances. They threaten you with eternal hellfire if you abandon the truth. Islam actually promotes the death penalty for apostasy. Why? Because if people start leaving Islam and suffer no adverse consequences, what's to stop everyone else doing the same? The few would soon become a tidal wave. Man, each paragraph I could just break down though, because I understand what they're saying. And Islam, people that are Islamic, Christians, and Jewish would find what I'm saying blasphemous. Because in their religion, if they believe something else, they are going to hell. So, I was a Christian, you know what I'm saying? I put my faith, but I found out knowledge actually is what supersedes faith, because faith is I don't know what's going on. I have no idea how to explain anything. God is the most unfathomable, unknowable, thing that I can't understand what's going on, and only he understands. And he knows everything. My actions are all known about, you know what I'm saying, already known about, which actually negates free will. Saying that, there's a being that free will is actually, you have choices at every moment, and then you can make them happen. And that's what actually is the truth of the universe, is free will. So actually, no one knows what's going to happen except for you, and when you make the choice, and then experience the cause and effect of it. And it's just saying, if some people left certain religions and then found out that there was other stuff to believe in, that religion would condemn them, as do Christians, Islam, Jews, other cults, cults are things of religions, like Scientology. People are condemned if they leave those beliefs. Which there's definitely no condemnation in illumination. Islam is itself a perfect example of how a new religion can destroy all other religions in its vicinity. Its prophet, Muhammad, was a deeply disturbed individual, a poor orphan looking for an identity. He found it by appealing to the ultimate figure, Allah. Lacking a real father, he simply created a supernatural one. By the end of his life, he was the first ruler of all of Arabia, and all of his enemies had been dispatched or converted. He himself was regarded by his followers as the perfect human being, the ideal sacred pattern for all humanity for all time. He is more or less what Christ is to Christians, though he is not regarded as God. So, that's just like a little breakdown of Islam and Muhammad, and actually given the truth behind the Prophet Muhammad and what he really was. Because I would be like, if Islamic people heard this, they would behead me. There's no doubt about that. But go ahead and bring that on, though. Like actually don't bring that on, though. But people are getting beheaded anyways because people don't believe in Muhammad and Allah. Where you have to bow 5 times a day, facing a certain direction, follow all these rules, all these restrictions, wear burqas, do all of that in order to get into heaven. And and if anyone opposes you, they are the infidel, and that's what Islam is. And this is all based on the Prophet Muhammad. And that's because each religion looks at a figure, a holy figure, Christ, Muhammad, Buddha, all that, and that you are giving your power away, to those figures when you're in that religion. Yet it's a remarkable fact that for the first 13 years of Islam, Muhammad only had around 150 followers. Islam made almost no impressions at all on the pagan tribes of Mecca. It was only when Muhammad moved to Medina and involved himself first in politics and then war that Islam began to prosper, i.e., it wasn't for religious reasons that Islam succeeded. The vast majority of Muhammad's efforts in Medina were devoted to the political and military success of Islam, and through those came its religious success, almost as an afterthought. So that talks about, how Muhammad, went, only had 150 followers at first, no impression at all on the pagan tribes of Mecca. He moved to Medina, involved himself in politics and then in war, got popular, was able to spread Islam, the religion that he created, which is just like any other religion that was created. It was, so it came through the political and military success that he had, that Muhammad had. That is why Islam was able to spread. Politics and jihad are the real essence of Islam. Rather than Islam being compared and contrasted with Christianity, it should be seen as a rival model to capitalist democracy, i.e., it's a political, social, and economic view of life. As a religion, Islam has almost nothing to offer. It has no complexity at all. It amounts to nothing more than the assertion that there is only one God, Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet. And you must do everything it says in the Quran if you want to go to paradise. Otherwise, you will go to hell. That's it. There's nothing else. There's none of the incredible theological complexity of Christianity. I love the Illuminati because they just tell the truth about, straight up about what stuff is, because the people that wrote these books are much more brilliant than I am. And I'm just I'm so happy that I'm getting the explanation of all these religions, philosophical systems, and everything, so I can understand, what's right. Because that's what this is all coming down to, is what's right. And the more and more I study illumination and with the Illuminati, I am definitely finding out that the Illuminati know what is right. Christians, in order to defend the concepts of the Holy Trinity and the incarnation of God on earth, Jesus Christ, had to wrestle with mind-bogglingly different philosophical issues, all of which were absent from Islam, which was a simple religion for simple desert tribesmen. Islam was and is perfectly suited to people with no education, which is why Islam is a religion associated with almost no intellectual achievements. The only Muslims who have contributed anything clever were those who studied pagan Greek philosophy. Yeah, the Illuminati definitely just tell the truth, though, because, even talk about this, Christians would hate me. Islams would behead me. And Christians would think I'm going to hell. Islams would behead me. And Jewish people would obviously think I'm going to hell, too. But this is important, though, because it's explaining what those religions are. Like, for real, though. And, it's talking about, like, intellectual achievement and stuff. Like, there's no intellectual achievement in religions that are, like based around old bearded prophets that, are prophesying in the desert 2,000 years ago. That's what these religions are holding on to and continue to hold on to. And that's what actually keeps them in the past. Like, you see the Jews, like, sitting there, praying at the Wailing Wall and stuff. And it's like, okay, that, go do, that's what you can do and stuff. But, that's a religion. And you got to follow 600 other, like, commandments. And you can't shut on and off lights on Sunday, or else you're going to hell. Like, I'm just finding that, like, like to be connected with God and divinity, you don't got to do all that. You don't need a mediator. That's the point of being Gnostic and illumination. You don't need a mediator to connect you with God. Okay, so I'm just going to finish this. The rise of Islam perfectly illustrates the phenomenon of the tipping point. It has been reported by scientists at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in a paper called Social Consensus Through the Influence of Committed Minorities, that when just 10% of the population develop an unshakable belief, their belief will always triumph and be adopted by the rest of society. The question of how and when a minority belief becomes the majority opinion is crucial, since this constitutes the dialectical dynamic that propels the world forward. Capitalist democracy can be overthrown, like everything else. All that's required is for 10% of the population to acquire a zealous commitment to meritocracy. That magic number is 10%. So, right here they're saying scientifically 10% of the people need to believe in something else in order for the rest of the things to change. And that's why the elite have kept out meritocracy and, what it is, so that people keep supporting democracy, keep voting for the system enslaving them, keep being in a monarchy, keep being called subjects, and just keep, because people don't know that there's something that could be different, and that is meritocracy. and that is a Star Trek civilization. And only 10% of the world has to be meritocrats in order for this to happen. So that is the mission. That is my mission, is to have 10% of the people of the world to be meritocrats. You know, people that support 100% inheritance tax, to stop the passing down of the elite's wealth to their inheritors. You know, continue their power and perpetuity, which is why we are where we are today, which is getting them in positions of power through privilege. And that needs to be stopped. So the main tenet of being a meritocrat is wanting 100% inheritance tax. And if you're opposed to that, being like, oh, then I won't be able to, you know, pass down what I earn, you know, in my life to my, you know, people before me or around me. We don't have anything because they have everything. So we have to take that back through 100% inheritance tax. And that is what being a meritocrat is. So Donald Trump needs to have the inheritance tax on him 100%. He doesn't want that. You know what I'm saying? He's doing his role in office and stuff right now, you know, and people may see him as a messiah and a savior, but he's still a rich plutocrat oligarch. Really, that is actually what he really is, though. Selfish narcissist. So that's actually what he is, though. But he's doing what he's supposed to do, because that's all presidents do. And there's a new kid on the block that's pulling the strings behind the scenes. So 10% is all we need to believe in meritocracy, to believe in illumination, to believe in the Illuminati, the enlightened ones that have been fighting throughout the millennia to have a new world order, to replace this hierarchy that enslaves us. And the battle still goes. This is the secret war going on. And there are, you know, you can see signs of this war happening in the actual everyday, you know, world of common day, if you're not in the extraordinary world yet. The global protest movements, lacking an agreed agenda, can never succeed because they do not represent a commitment to anything in particular, hence cannot reach the requisite tipping point. The protesters are successful at articulating what they dislike, but hopeless at suggesting viable alternatives around which a tipping point can be developed. So right there, they're saying the protest, all the people that are doing the different protests, you know, that's doing something, but they will never reach a tipping point. They will never get enough people behind their cause to reach that 10%, because they're you know, their cause isn't like strong enough. And the Illuminati have been fighting this since the beginning of time. So this is the strongest cause that ever, is humanity's freedom. You know, so the tricky phase for any new movement is finding the 10% of fully committed supporters. During that awkward time, there is little visible sign of progress, and people can become discouraged, which is why they must be fanatics if they are to remain committed to cause making no apparent headway. And that is so true, though, because like if you are behind something and you don't see any progress in it, it gets discouraging, you know. But it's like you have to be fanatical about what you believe in, though, for it to actually make a difference and reach people. And I'm learning that with finding the Illuminati and finding out about illumination, because I know everyone, the whole community, everybody in the world is been misled to think that the Illuminati are the bad guys, and that's part of the Armageddon conspiracy. So they are not the bad guys. They are seeking to free people and empower people, and empower the people so we can like take back control of the government. And then have a the people can be in charge of the government instead of the privileged, which is what a meritocracy is. The people of the best merit are in the highest positions of power, which are what actually secret societies, higher civilizations, they have graduated to. And that's what we need to graduate to. And it only takes 10% to start to know what meritocracy is. Muhammad succeeded because his 150 followers stayed true to him, even when it seemed his cause was hopeless. Had they doubted and abandoned him, Muhammad would have been no more than an obscure historical footnote in the story of Mecca. So the Illuminati definitely know some really important information. That's how they're able to talk about all this, because this isn't just like made up. Oh yeah, Muhammad had 150 followers. This is actual fact. All of the this cannot be refuted, because this is I have found the truth. And that's what it's saying. If his 150 followers had abandoned him, Muhammad, he would be nothing. So it's basically saying that without people, a cause or an idea is nothing. And that's how Islam even got created. Was he had a religion, he created a religion, politically and militarily instilled it. Christianity, the most successful religion in history, also began with just a handful of adherents. The Christians were regularly persecuted, making their survival even more unlikely. In many ways, it was just one man, St. Paul, who created Christianity. He was a tireless advocate of his religion and traveled far and wide to promote his message. Above all, he separated Christianity from Judaism and made Christianity acceptable to pagans by melding it with pagan Mithraism. This one man changed history. Can you? Below the 10% tipping point, nothing much happens. Once the target is reached, the ideas spread like wildfire, like viral successes we see on the internet. And this is just talking about how St. Paul created Christianity, and he mixed it with Mithraism, which I talked about. That was created by the Illuminati and introduced in the Roman army to try to overthrow the Roman politics and stuff. But it said this one man changed history. Can you? Talking about changing history, being a world historic person. The Illuminati talk about world historic people, and part of actually being in the Illuminati and the degrees is creating your own religion. And obviously that takes studying religions and all that, but creating a religion is part of the degrees. And that actually leads you to the true religion of illumination. And that like I've talked to the Illuminati. They're talking about the super soldier, my story, being a mythos for people to believe in, like another story of Christ, like another story of Muhammad, another story of the prophets and all that, like, because I am linking my experience with the divine, like through my experience and my explanation. So, but the great work, this is the great work, and it's Jacob's ladder, going up Jacob's ladder, and and actually and also touching the finger of God. Like, and this is the mystery schools. And every being should know that they are becoming God. Just to start it off. As did I. Like, my grandmother taught me that when I first came out. She always said that she's like, you're God. So that's really what you got to remember. And mind makes matter. You're creating things. The more you breathe and the more you focus your thought, the more it will manifest. It's simple. And we can all practice it. All right. Yeah, that was a in-depth one today. I definitely got into explaining some stuff about religions, and but the Illuminati cover everything, and this was about meritocracy, and Abrahamism is part of the reason why democracy is still even going, because even Trump, basically what he is a Christian Zionist, oligarchic plutocrat. So Christian Zionist, he's using the Christian card, and the Zionist, he's using the Zionist card, economy. So he definitely supports the old world order, but there shouldn't even be a president. Like one person in power. It should be a meritocratic republic. So until next time. I can't see my. Oh, there we go. Yeah, meritocratic republic is actually what, through like the dialectical evolution of the universe, is what we're going to see. The democracy is falling, Abrahamism is falling, everything is falling, but like that's the Illuminati are the hidden light, are the light in the darkness, and they are order out of chaos. Until next time. I keep